Let's talk quickly about United beating Chelsea 2-1. I didn't cover that for some reason. I know it's super, super late, but here we are regardless. Man United beat Chelsea 2-1 at home. A pretty terrible game, I think, on terms of quality. Very, very, very short on quality. The game was kind of over, effectively, in the first 5 minutes, when Mbeumo was put through on goal. Was put through with a chance of goal, not on goal, let's say. And Robert Sanchez, the Chelsea goalkeeper, rushed out and didn't get the ball, completely clattered Mbeumo outside the box, and of course got a straight red card for denying a goal scoring opportunity. Now on the replay, and even in real time, I didn't understand why Robert Sanchez did that anyway. It's the first 5 minutes of the game. It's a different thing to do that in the last minute of the game when it's 0-0. I get it. You're better off conceding the free kick outside the box, getting sent off, and the team not being able to score from that, than letting the player have a run on goal, skip past you and put the goal in the net, and obviously your team lose. I think they had more than enough time to try and save that game if you would have left it. Let Mbeumo go on goal, maybe score, maybe not, but you do have 11 players on the pitch. I think that decision to try and clatter or to try and pass the ball or clip the ball away from Mbeumo's path, which he didn't do in time, or didn't do with a big enough distance away to show he touched it, because he on the replay close ones it did look like he touched it a bit, was a dumb decision and effectively killed the game. The other thing that killed the game for Chelsea as well was the substitutions. Maresca's substitutions were very, very, very strange. I think the Cole Palmer one was allegedly an injury, which is why he went straight down to the tunnel. But taking off Pedro Neto, taking off the other kid, the youngster, I forgot his fucking name, from Brazil, taking off those type of players early on, I personally feel like I feel like that kind of killed the game for them, because when you got 10 men, you at least need one outlet when you put the ball forward that can give you an opportunity to maybe score on the counter and cause the other team problems. And considering our lack of confidence, I thought they would have done that. They didn't do that. Here we are. And then, of course, we ended up scoring a pretty decent goal. I felt like within the first half, we needed that, to be fair. We needed that quick goal. We ended up getting a goal from Bruno Fernandes due to a really, I thought, good header from Dogu. Actually, big up Patrick Dogu. I think he played really well that game. And Bruno Fernandes was there on call to stop the ball in the goal. Although the striker probably should have been there. It kind of is what it is. Oh, no, although I think the striker was in line with Bruno Fernandes, but Bruno Fernandes reacted better or quicker. And then the second goal was also a bit of a scrappy one, but again, very much needed, because I feel like that 2-goal lead effectively won us the game. I feel like if we didn't have scored that second goal, there could have been a scenario I could see where Chelsea would have drawn or won that game easily in the second half, because we were very, very shaky. But we got the second goal courtesy of Casemiro, a really well taken goal in my personal opinion, when you consider how close it was in terms of the header, when you consider Luke Shaw also jumping up for the header and collecting the ball and passing into the middle of the box. But of course, United, we don't do things the easy way. And for whatever reason, Casemiro, one of our most experienced players, decides to get a second booking fairly quickly after getting the first one in the first half still, by trying to get around and tackle, I think it's Andre Santos, or one of those players that came on for Chelsea, didn't get the ball effectively enough, ended up getting sent off. A really stupid, dumb, rash decision that really could have cost us the game. And again, goes back to my conclusion, which is like, I'm of twofold. I don't think Ruben Amorim's a great manager, or as great as his record at Sporting Lisbon would make him seem as before he came to the club. But I also think these players are failing him in a big way. He cannot account for, players missing chances. He cannot account for one of his most experienced players in Casemiro, who's won a ton of Champions Leagues, doing that error that he did against fucking Chelsea that put us to 10 men that could have cost us the game. He can't account for that. He really can't. Would I like to hear him take more responsibility or ownership for the losses? Of course, but he's a bit of a sore loser. I think all great managers are sore losers. I don't really mind that too much. But in fucking general, the quality of the game was fucking garbage, really fucking bad. And I think for the second half, we mostly hung on, especially with 10v10, because Chelsea looked like they were far the better team in that regard. But we managed to hold on. So onwards and upwards when it comes to fucking United. Onwards and fucking upwards.